To literally no one's surprise, Carlos Beltran has stepped down as the manager of the New York Mets. We can call it step down, or let's call it a mutual step down, or we can call it what it really is here, which was him being forced off of the managerial job over there in New York. Whether it's by the media, whether it's by the team, he really didn't have a choice here. And you know, it does bother me to an extent here, because I guess, I mean, you know, the right thing to do for him to step down is, if you want to play that game, you can play that game. But here's the thing. I mean, if MLB was okay with Carlos Beltran managing and they didn't suspend him or fine him because he was a player, I feel like that should have been something where they did say, like, it's fine. Beltran's okay managing. Somebody should have came up and said something. You can call it a mutual step down all you want, but the Will Ponce and, you know, Brody, you know dang well there was, you got to step down. A mutual. You think, I want to know how a mutual conversation goes. The coach or the manager and the owner go in there and say, so you think you should step down? And Beltran's like, not really. But you want to think about it again? All right, fine, I'll do it. You know, like, I get him not wanting to be a distraction to the team. I get that completely, and it would have been because the New York media just loves tearing people apart. But here's my thing on this one then. If he's a distraction to the team, why isn't Altuve a distraction to the team? Why isn't Bregman a distraction to the team? Why isn't every single one of these players on the Astros that cheated and was caught for doing it? We're going to see the same thing with the Red Sox. Why aren't they a distraction? How come they're going to get to keep their spot? That's my problem here. You punish the manager, you punish the coaching staff and everything of the Astros, rightfully so. Completely agree to that. But if you're going to give immunity to Carlos or the entire Astros roster, but then all of a sudden one of them retires and wants to take a managerial job, and that's a problem. That's a problem for me. You either go out there and you punish every single one of them, do something about it to every single player, or you don't doghouse, or you don't, I'm going to call it dude dirty. I'm going to call doing Carlos Beltran dirty. At the end of the day, he's a cheater. Why do I feel bad for a cheater? This guy partook in cheating, but I feel like he was wrongfully done here because he was a player at the time. He was granted immunity just like every single other one of these players. And like I said, we can play this. It's a bad look for the Mets game all you want. You can play it's a bad look for baseball game all you want, letting this guy be a manager. It's a bad look to let every single one of these players off the hook for free then. You're going to want, like I said, that is the problem at the end of the day. If you're going to let one guy, or if you're going to let the entire team off the hook, you can't just pinpoint one guy and say, oh, just because he was named in the report, oh, just because he had a big part in it. Guess what? I'm assuming every single player had a good part of it, at least 5 or 10 of them. And we've seen one come up. And I'm sure it's no coincidence that the one guy named that was a player involved in it was a guy that was retired. They didn't have to worry about anything else. So they went out, you know, he's an easy scapegoat here to go out and, you know, if all guys that named Carlos Beltran, he was 42, he had nothing, you know, at the time of the investigation, he had nothing to worry about because he's out of baseball. We didn't see anybody else step down. We didn't see anybody else lose their job, and that's a problem. Like I said, I feel like it's one of those things, you know, somebody could have stepped up and said something and said, no, it's not right to punish Carlos Beltran if we're not going to punish the rest of the team. But there was no statement made. It was just a bunch of media. You knew where it was going. You knew he was being pressured into losing his job. So this guy's going to lose an opportunity to further his, you know, quote unquote baseball career because of, you know, a cheating scandal that the entire team took part of. But he's going to be the only player that has his career, what I'm going to call, take it away from him. Call it as you will. I get it. He's 42. I get it's a manager. At the end of the day, none of these other guys lost opportunities due to what they did. Carlos Beltran did for that. It's not right. Period. I'm going to say it one more time, though, just to make sure it's clear. There's nothing acceptable about cheating. Nothing at all acceptable about it. But going out there and picking and choosing who's allowed to and who's not, that's a problem.